What is the minimum?
Minimum stuff we need to mail out, and to whom?
It depends on what you're trying to do.
You got to listen to the calls. You got to listen to them 3 or 4 times. You'll know exactly what to do.
Well, but if you're trying to just pay off a mortgage or get a car, Patrick made that real easy. Just get the equivalent of bill, get the bill or the window sticker, and do the endorsement on the back.
Now I'm talking about getting out of the system.
We talk about getting out of the system. You basically need to do the package, which is doing your UCC 1. There's a cover letter that goes with it. I'm not UCC 1, non-UCC, and registering it with yourself. Also, doing the hospital record document and your baptismal certificate, again, making it in with your own files. And then there's the package you send to IRS Technical Services Division down in Washington, D.C., and at the lower left-hand corner of that is the list of all the attachments that you have to include. And as part of the UCC, now you have to take off all these contracts that you want to get rid of, and put them as a page 2 of the non-UCC. And what I'm seeing on the Skype group is that the people really don't know what documents there are, and you need to go through the folder with all the documents, and for yourself come up with a sentence or two explaining the purpose of the document. People seem to be at a kind of loss. Now, in the current folders, there's, about 20 files, but 2 of the files are zip files. So you're going to have to expand those 2 files into a separate folder. And one of the zip files is the package revision 2. So you really need to go and then start learning that. That's the basic package. And then go back and check the main directory claiming your labor, and see which ones have not been overridden so that you can study them too. But the elements of the package are in the main directory, but you should start with the revision folder, revision zip file, and go through there, and then get on the Skype group if you have questions, and do it there. Right now, the Skype group is diverting itself. It's spent all day trying to look up the certificate numbers in Fidelity.com, and none of this stuff we're using. They're over there playing with old methods. Only one guy was talking about putting his non-UCC together.
Yeah, I got my non-UCC, and I got it mailed to myself.
Okay. That's the start.
I did this copy of the Social Security card document number. I used the number off the back of the Social Security card.
Okay.
I guess that's coming back to me.
Yes, we need. He does have the for the liquidation, the endorsed certificate of live birth, the endorsed a copy of the Social Security card, and then any DD-214.
Okay, well, I don't have military, so.
We're really, we have to get down and do it. In a way, it's just mainly secretarial work. Except before we start doing that, we really need to understand what the purpose of each document is, and then once you know the purpose of each document, you can build the package.
Him up to get him all alert.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
Okay, you're still very soft.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get a new headset. So I guess I better.
Thank you to y'all for letting me know.
Maybe your headset.
I had a big time. That was all. No, I just did that.
Yeah, I just did what you told me about setting the audio.
I just did. Hey, like I say, I know if they two out there, there's no good golf involved. No, if you make a good shot, they're going to.
Okay, I muted Harold because he's talking to somebody else. So do you have something to say?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see about this one.
Okay, this is Patrick. I'm on the line now.
Hi, Patrick. Hi, Patrick.
Okay. One of the key things, you people need to go out and read the Constitution. I mean, really read it. Understand what it says. Okay? There are several places out there that basically people don't understand or never have looked at it to see what it really says. Okay? Basically, Article 1, Section 9, and Section 10. I've gone over Article 1, Section 10 with you, but basically you also need to understand Article 1, Section 9. No money shall be drawn from the Treasury, but in a consequence of appropriations made by law. Okay? It has to be by law that this action is taking place. Prior to 1933, to be an individual, and basically one of the other things is, you have to know that you are the federal government. The national government is the constitutional United States and the constitutional state republics. That's the national government. We, the people, are the federal government when we come of age. Okay? That's why when we stand in that capacity, and that's why when I told the Secret Service that basically I owned that car that they were driving, they knew damn well I did. Because I am a federal government, and I am the owner of the property, one of the owners of all the property that the national government is using. So I think that is also one of the key things why I'm standing in a slightly different capacity now after that interview with them. And also with the U.S. Marshals and the U.S. Postmaster. Because when we stand as a federal government, we stand over the national government. We stand over these commercial governments in the damn commercial court system. They're the foreigners. We are basically the federal government. And basically, as the federal government, we can issue federal warrants for arrest. Yeah. We were wanting to do warrants before. Now we're the ones that can issue the federal warrants. Direct the IRS, the de jure IRS now, to go and investigate, but we come in as the federal government. How I got onto that was basically going into the Miller Act. And in the Miller Act it says, the Miller Act of 1935 is a federal law that requires contractors performing public work projects, okay, of any government building or public works facilities to produce a performance bond as well as a labor and material payment bond in any contracts that exceed $100,000. Since the government construction projects are unable to protect themselves from non-payment with a traditional lien, the Miller Act was created to protect the subcontractors as well as the suppliers when dealing with projects owned by the federal government. Right there is telling us we are the owners of these contracts because we're the federal government. And then if you go into Anderson's Law Dictionary and look up the word federal, it says pertaining to a league or compact between independent sovereignties. Almost every one of the state constitution calls out the people as being the sovereignty of the state. It goes on in there and says the word national recognizes the state governments and the government of the union as distinct systems. So that's additional wording you might want to put into your documents, is that you are coming in as a federal government citizen. Standing over the commercial world. Now, in that capacity, then you have the power to basically order the Expatriation Act. You have the power to basically file charges against these title and nobility personnel that cause harm in the process out here because they're operating in insurrection against the 14th Amendment, Section 3. All of the amendments up until the 15th, or through the 15th, are for the federal government. The 16th on, basically, is for the commercial government people. In the federal government system, women can't vote. 18-year-olds can't vote. They can drink, but they can't vote. See, there's nothing in the de jure Constitution about drinking underage. That was a moral issue of the parents. Now, when does the government have the right to come in and start usurping the power of the family? All these moral issues and everything else that these diehard people come in and try and put onto the people. Commercial, religion. And everything out here is about bills of credit. You have to understand those documents. That House of Cards document that I put up there. You really have to understand that. If you can't sit down and basically put that aside and almost repeat everything that's on there, you're not ready. That's how important that is. You have to be able to stand up and recite this thing, not using cheat sheets or anything. Then you have the authority. just about done with the prisoner item, because there again, we have to go to the treasurer, Secretary of the Treasury, to the National Treasurer to have the funds processed through the Treasury UCC Contract Trust to release these commercial prisoners out of the system. Traffic tickets, I think we were taking them to the wrong place. I think I processed mine through, tried to process them through the clerk of the court. I think that was the wrong place that I was supposed to be going to. We got to go to the treasurer at the national level for our national certificates, UCC Contract Trust. More than likely, we're going to have to go to the treasurer of the state or process them through the county treasurer up to the treasurer of the state for all of our traffic ticket UCC Contract Trust on the driver's license or whatever. If when you get a public utility bill and you send that back to the treasurer or CFO of that public utility company as a bill of credit, acknowledged and endorsed, and they don't process it, then I would turn to the Attorney General's office and file a complaint against them there. That you come in as a federal citizen, a federal government citizen, showing that you have the power to issue a federal warrant. Not a national warrant, but a federal warrant. The FBI is in the Federal Banking Investigation Division. They couldn't go after Hillary because she's operating in the commercial world. The outfit that should have gone after her should have been the IRS.
I knew it.
So anybody who wants to can file a charge with the IRS using the 3949A form
3949
against her for tax evasion.
Hey, Patrick, I got a quick question about that.
Go ahead.
All right. Greetings. My name is Donnell. I appreciate all the information and all that you put out there. My question is, I sent an affidavit in to all the utility companies and my Attorney General. This is prior to me learning about your system. But what you're saying makes so much sense. I sent the affidavit in basically stating I knew about their embezzlement, their theft, deception, extortion, and failure to discharge the debts pertaining to the 73rd Congress, and they haven't set off my debt. And basically,
they're not going to.
Okay, so that's what I need to file, that 3949A.
No.
I guess.
You need to do your bills as bills of credit.
Oh, okay. And actually, another question about that. I have the template that you have for the bills of credit. Now, do I place that on the back of the bill, or do I send that attached with the bill with the signature and dated as you have it up there?
Basically, I put a template up there to basically refer to the attachment. If the bill is blank on the back side, you can turn around and on the front side, you say see back side for the acknowledgement and endorsement of this bill of credit.
Okay, because I seen that template that you had it at a 45-degree angle, and it was acknowledging that.
Yeah, I put that on a IRS bill and set that off. But on a separate sheet, I put, because the back side of that bill was not blank, so I took an extra sheet and put the endorsement on an extra sheet and then attached it.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah, and said, hey, here, I'm acknowledging I'm not doing it accepted for value. You don't accept anything. You acknowledge it. You accept something, you are taking on the liability.
Right. And
they are the ones that are the liable party, okay? We're the owners. We are the federal government. We own everything.
Right.
Not the national government or not the commercial government. They don't own anything. The commercial governments are just contractors out here, and we can fire our contractors anytime we want to.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because you have the right to contract. All right. So the non-UCC, I took your template. I filled in all my information. I've been studying your guide about the performance bonds and the labor bonds because I know you said that the guys in black, they're going to be coming to see me, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be asking me questions if I understand that.
They're going to ask everybody questions, not just you, okay?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody needs to know that information that I put out there.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I understood how
okay. Enough. Study and do it. Okay. Okay. So basically, that's where I'll be posting a couple additional documents up there. The templates for the window sticker and for like the tax bill, showing that basically I put on the updated ones. I put just a second, I can pull it up here. I put as a federal government citizen of age and owner, I am standing over this U.S. contractor's bill of credit or whatever. Okay, this one I'm reading off of is the one for the tax. Or no, this was for a prisoner's release on this one. But it would be essentially the same on all of them, okay? You are the federal government. That's what gives you your authority, your hammer. We stand over them as the federal government. And we can issue federal warrants for their arrest if they do not comply. See? There had to be some means that we had the hammer over them. We tried to issue warrants before, but basically we weren't standing in the right government. We're the head government. We the people. As all the constitutions say, it's we the people. We give to these guys. They're inferior to us. And then the foreigners are basically inferior to inferior. They're just shitheads. They can't even follow any lawful laws. They're operating strictly under the damn commercial codes of law out here, under banking frauds, really. All these magistrate judges, female fat asses that are sitting around here. And there's a bunch of them, too. Thinking that, oh, yeah, I'm a magistrate judge. Yeah, I remember when I went into the service, basically the magistrate judge was a damn guy, and basically I went down and saw him at his house to basically, because I was going to head out of town for 5 days and get into the service. And I took the fall for the guys on drinking. Hell, I was just about 6 days from being 21. then I took the hit. What the hell? But it wasn't no damn stinking female. No sitting around in jail. I went right to the magistrate. The way the law says you're supposed to. I didn't get hauled off to jail or anything like that. The way these damn bar attorneys, title of nobility, commercial lawyers that we got now, bar attorneys, that couldn't read the Constitution one bit, knowing that they've got a title of nobility, and then they're coming in and claiming that they are a de jure government office. That's in total violation of Article 3 of the 14th Amendment. Right there, if you stand up as the federal government, basically, in the court, if you get into court, basically say, hey, you want to mess with me? I'm ready to put my signature on a federal warrant for your arrest. As you're operating in a state of insurrection and you're impersonating an office, a de jure office of the government, of the constitutional government. See, the people never understood, for the vast majority of the people in this country, they never understood that they had the right to turn around and draw money from the we the people's national treasury. We got an Eastern and we got a Western depositary national treasure. But it's we the federal people's treasury, held by the national treasurer of the country. To sort of put some regulation and control over it for accessing and drawing the funds out. Like I said, prior to 1933, and the only way to draw the funds out of that treasury was it had to be by law. Well, if somebody wanted to do a draw against the treasury, they could petition their 2 state senators, then they would go and get with the president pro tem of the Senate and pass a private law to allow the removal of so much credits from the treasury. This bill of credit process is by the law. They have the law to set up the bill of debt. They have to have a law to allow the bills of credit to be set off against the bills of debt. They don't have the power to come in and try and control us. We are the owners. And we have the power over them as being a federal government person. One of the we the people of this country. It's our country. It's not the government's country. And it's definitely not this resurrection of the East India Company commercial bankers' country. Just celebrated the Declaration of Independence. Basically, and nobody understands what the hell the damn Declaration of Independence is all about. It was a banking independence contract, treaty. Our forefathers declared independence from the commercial banking system. Everything that's going on today was going on in the colonies prior to the Declaration of Independence by the East India Company against the colonists of this country. Fraudulent court systems, incarceration, unable to pay the debt, paying the taxes for the English crown, usury, inflation, deflation in the monetary system, controlling the people, not giving them just payments in the process, keeping them in a state of involuntary servitude. If they don't set these things off, then they are trying to keep you in a state of involuntary servitude because you just put them on notice. Your fictional person is in servitude right now. But when you come in as the owner and order the set-off and his payments, and see, all of our laborers, we are a supplier under the Miller Act. We are supplying our labor into the process. We're acting as a subcontractor as well as the supplier of the labor. To create the credits. But we own those bonds. We own everything that is being constructed under this contractor's construction project. The contractors were entitled to some payment in the process out of the bonds, out of the performance bonds. If the contractors performed, then they got paid. But the contractors haven't been performing, and they've still been getting paid. And then, why do all these courts and attorneys want you to go to court? So that they can turn around and put a service claim in against your contract, your UCC trust contract, by way of the bankruptcy court, so it's not seen by you or anybody else, the IRS or anything. They're avoiding paying taxes on that because this is coming from the high interest performance bonds that are taxable. Now you can turn around and file charges against these title of nobility judges and bar attorneys. Have the IRS look into this. But you put it in as a federal order to them. As you are the federal government. And they are just national government. Okay, I hope to have a couple of these documents finished up and posted over to Tom, especially the prisoner one. Have that out for first thing in the morning and the endorsement on it.
That's great.
But otherwise, everything else, just go in there and study and basically, I don't need to sit and tell you everything, okay? You've got to think for yourself. I've given you the templates. Now you modify them appropriately. Listen to the call. Okay? And go over this information. Get on the damn Skype group or on the We the People site to talk and talk back and forth with somebody. Try and find somebody in your local area to where you get two minds thinking about this. In other words, get back to what you had to do in school and get 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, sitting down at the table, the study table, in study hall. And discuss this so you can get your homework done properly. This is your homework. It's not mine. Okay. Open up for questions, Tom.
Okay, it's open.
Hello, this is Elizabeth. I have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, as far as the stamp that we put on the bill of credit and the same way we did for the non-UCC filing at the bottom, as far as posting the stamp, we can do that ourselves, correct? Because I went to the post office.
Yes, you do it yourself.
Okay, because they wouldn't do it for me.
You use your 9-digit zip code, but you put your 2-digit state number in front of it. Like, in my case, Iowa stands for IA. So I put IA in front of the 9-digit zip code, and then behind it I put US. So now that's a total of 13 digits.
I did all of that. I meant as far as the stamp itself, just dating it. I mean, we can do that ourselves, correct?
Yes, you have to do that yourself. You're a private postmaster.
Okay, great. That's what I just wanted to find out for sure, because they wouldn't do it for me.
No, they're not going to.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
What happens when you get out of the system?
Say it again.
What happens when you get out of the system? Because I heard you say that...
It could be up to 21 days, 21 to 30 days.
I'm sorry,
because basically, because when you send it into Washington, D.C., from there, they've got to look it over, so that's 3 days after it's received, at least. Then it's 3 days travel to San Francisco or Cincinnati. So now from there, they've got 3 days there. Then it's 3 days out from there over to your state service center. And you got to throw weekends and everything else in on top of this. Okay? So basically, what do you get? About 5 or 6, 3 days in there, and then a couple of weekends, so that's another 4 days. So, shit, you're talking about close to 21 days before you might hear anything from your state Secret Service or FBI, IRS, or whoever. But I think I might have moved it a little faster if I would have come in the capacity of being a federal government ordering this to be done.
So when you're saying federal government now, so none of the other stuff that we've heard for years, people talking about the federal zone and the federal, when they refer to federal government.
They never understood the word federal.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And basically, in a lot of cases, a lot of that was put out there by the deceivers, the bankers, that got infiltrated the Patriot community and got everybody totally off guard and going out there and doing the accepted for values and everything in the process, because you can't accept anything for value. You're accepting the liability. You acknowledge it as a bill of credit. And see, nobody out there in the Patriot community has ever said anything about bills of credit.
No, you're the
But
first.
I mean, if this commercial government that we have can basically violate the 10th Amendment, the Article 1, Section 10, by having titles of nobility, we know that they also issue bills of attainder. They issue also letters of marque. They're breaking every one of the damn laws that are stipulations saying that the states can't do this in that Article 1, Section 10. So basically the only other thing in there is the bills of credit. That's what they're issuing, to set off the bills of debt that they're creating. Because initially, with the de jure Constitution, there was never supposed to be any commercial banking system in this country. So there never would have been any bills of credit issued. That's what you people really need to understand. You don't need to know any other laws. America is founded upon our laws. We're not under the sheriff's laws of England or the county coroner of England or all that other bullshit out of England. This country set up our own system of government. And basically, the county was supposed to have its own de jure ecclesiastical court system of 3 judges. Your 3 supervisors or county commissioners of the county. And one of the other things was, basically, this was not supposed to be a 20 or 30-year lifetime occupation. This was supposed to be more along the lines of a lottery without doing a lottery. But 90% of the people that are in government there, in the national or in this commercial government, they couldn't get an honest day's job out there doing any labor whatsoever. They're just damn bloodsuckers, vampires, leeches, whatever you want to call them.
True.
Creating insurrection against the de jure federal government of this country. And all, like I said, all the amendments, okay, the Bill of Rights, all the way up through the 15th, basically are for we the people, the federal government. Those are our laws. All the statutes apply to the corporations to regulate and control them. All the codes of law are basically the commercial charges that the contractors have to try and rip us off to draw funds from the performance and the payment bonds that are under the contractor's control. Learn how the damn system really functions. Our founding fathers did one hell of a good job in setting this up. But between the founding fathers and our time frame, we had a bunch of other fathers that screwed it all up. And mothers.
So I have a question. The copies that we sent up to the UCC contract in D.C., you said send a certified copy, a color copy of your social front and back endorsed, and a copy of your birth certificate, your certificate of live birth. And do I put that
certified copy issued from the state or the county, or your certificate of live birth? Same thing. If you've got a DD-214, you should have that on file down at the county military records book, and then you would take a certified copy of that from the county and submit that in if you have a military DD-214 or a military service document.
Okay, because I had my certificate of live birth authenticated, so I'll just send them the whole thing.
That, basically, you destroyed that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, you went and took it to another outfit to say that this is valid. You're the only one that can get that. That thing is authenticated right then and there. Okay. It's under 2 states. It's under the seal of the state you were born in, and also under the Bureau of Vital Statistics. What more do you need? I don't know who the damn idiot was that came up with that authentication of that damn thing, because nobody ever has gotten anything that I know of using that damn thing that way.
Right, I haven't either. That's why I started searching, then I found this. So I understand. So they will work. And my driver's license, and a copy of my driver's license, and then I put that stamp that I put on my.
You can take the driver's license and go right to the to the state treasurer and terminate that UCC contract with the state.
Okay.
Certificate of title to your property. Take that and go to the treasurer of the state. Terminate that. Give it to the state treasurer. Okay. You come in as a federal government citizen and order them to terminate that. Why are you doing this as a federal government? Because now you're in compliance with the Expatriation Act. And if they don't comply, then you can issue a federal warrant against their ass.
Okay. So basically, I would just take my non-UCC up there that I've sent out to the. You
don't need to do the non-UCC. You need to do the non-UCC, but you don't need to take it up there with you. You can basically go in there and basically do the bill of credit endorsement and with that item and say, I want this UCC contract trust for this driver's license, for this certificate of title, for this marriage license, liquidated for the full value. And if you don't give me the full value, I will have charges. I will have a federal warrant issued against you.
Okay, and that federal warrant, how would I go about getting that just in case so I know how to do that?
Look it up.
Okay.
God, aren't you an adult? Can't you do something?
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's no problem.
It says about warrant. A warrant. A document that issues a complaint.
Okay, and on the bill of credit for the construction high interest taxable and the low interest taxable, how do I compute those two numbers that I need to add?
You don't need to compute them.
Okay. So what do I put in there? Nothing, or I just put
basically you say full liquidation. Unless you're doing a traffic ticket or something like that, and you know the value. Otherwise, you say for full liquidation. Okay, and I want a complete accounting as I am the owner, I want a fucking complete accounting of all the construction charges against this construction project.
Okay.
Have you ever built a house? Have you ever done any construction out here to where you're supposed to be in charge, knowing how much all the 2x4s and everything else cost?
Right, right.
Okay.
So basically, if I was to use the bill of credit for a utility bill, then that's what I'll just put in there.
You basically put in the charge that you get a bill. You're going to basically order the set-off.
All right. That's all I need to know. I knew that, but I just needed to reaffirm because I see where you can switch what you need, but in those two spaces, I've seen the high interest and the low interest. I knew that if I want to do full liquidation, I'll put that, but say something for a bill, then I would, how would I fill that in? So that's all I need.
Well, basically you say, hey, I put 20 hours into figuring this thing out. I want 20 hours of pay.
Right.
Okay. And then I see it has a foreign grantor trust. I'll just use the 98 EIN number that I got and put in that space.
Well, that is basically the foreign grantor trust.
Okay. And then the EIN trust account at the bottom will be the same. It says per UCC EIN trust account number.
Yes, it's the 98. Okay, that's your main one that you're going to keep, even though right now there's a UCC contract trust against that number. We will liquidate that, but we will keep that 98 number as a bank routing number with the de jure treasury, with the national treasury. Because we will be able to take all of our all of our receipts that we have. Those are receipts of credit that are due to us, and we can turn around and send those into our local IRS office.
Okay, yeah.
Using a bill of credit claim. Here, I paid these. Now I'm going to claim this as a bill of credit set off. The debt has to be set off. This contractor, whoever, hasn't set these bills off. The national debt is still out there. They haven't set it off. And see, they've used your money to go out and pay their shareholders. When they're supposed to be paying the damn bills out of the damn thing, they don't need any damn shareholders. If they're borrowing all the money from us, they're not borrowing it from the shareholders.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So since I already have a 98 EIN number, I haven't actually officially sent the registered mail to myself in the whole process. I can go ahead and use the bill of credit now then.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Anybody else?
Hello, Patrick.
Yeah.
I've been listening for a couple of weeks now, and what I'm getting is that you're actually showing them that you have reached the age of majority and that you are running your own life now by your paperwork and your standing. And these trusts are set up in such a way that they benefit us while we're still growing, and once we are able to stand on our own 2 feet, we have the power to cancel these things because
they're not benefiting you one bit.
Well, yeah,
okay?
I mean,
get that through your mind. They are not a fucking benefit to you whatsoever.
Right, but I'm saying if you never...
They're ripping you off. It's a benefit to them.
Right,
that's the problem.
Because people don't grow up.
They got you believing that you're the one that's getting a benefit from their being nice to you, and they ain't fucking being nice to you.
Right, but I'm saying you're showing them that you are age of majority now, and you have the power to cancel.
I've been past the age of majority ever since I turned 21, okay? That has nothing to do with it. I have the knowledge of understanding. That's the key thing there. Most people don't have that knowledge.
Well,
they are they're an American, and that's it. They're not an American. Can means one who has understanding. An American, a mayor, prince of the land, individual. Can, one who has understanding. I'm an American. I don't know what most of you other people are, but I know I'm an American because I've got the understanding of how the damn banking system in this country works. How it's worked all the way through the Bible. This system is nothing new. It's been done, this same process, commercial and de jure banking systems throughout history in the Bible.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, but I don't think the age of majority has anything to do with age, because when they set up the birth certificate trust, you have 7 years to claim it, so they expect you to be standing on your own by age 7, and most people are not. They're just now starting school at that age. And there's people out here,
it was 21. Okay, it was 21.
Still trying to get a benefit from these people, and they're not taking care of themselves, and they're not standing on their own feet. They're still not the age of majority, even though in their 60s and 70s.
They are of the age of majority, okay? 21 was supposed to be the age for a man. A woman, basically, when she got married, she was supposed to be given her dowry into the marriage estate.
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to have worked until they screwed up and fucked over the families in this country and got the women to think that they need to start wearing the pants and that put the men in skirts and everything else and throw them in the back room. Take the control of the estate away from the man. No, the man was supposed to be the estate owner, and the woman was supposed to be under his protection. Watch the birds and the bees. The queen doesn't leave the hive. The males in the bird kingdom are the ones that have all the flashy colors and everything. The women are supposed to be put in the sort of the background, protected by the man. But no, the women want to be out there wearing all the fancy colors and everything, and basically usurping and putting themselves out as whores and everything else out on the street, pimping themselves out in the process. They screwed up the whole human nature understanding in this country and in this world.
That's for sure.
Patrick, question.
Yes.
I have gotten a large ticket item, and unfortunately, this where I'm going with this large ticket item, even though I'm going to release the credits on it, does it have to be made in America, or can it be also foreign and sold here? And does it really matter?
It should be made here, okay?
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. That was my only question.
Yeah, fuck that foreign automobiles and shit.
Oh, no, it's not an automobile. It's a little bit more than that.
Well, get something easy you can get and see the quick turnaround on it, okay?
Yes,
Don't
sir.
try to
We'll
make
comply.
these things exotic. I mean, first thing out of the bag, you're trying to do some damn exotic thing?
Okay. I see what you're talking about. It's just a house.
Well, there's plenty of mobile homes out here that basically on wheels and everything else that are made here in this country.
Okay.
Now, if it's made in Canada, yeah, it's still under the same system.
France.
What the fuck you want anything from France for?
Okay.
Those
Okay,
fucking
thank you very
winos
much.
over there, they couldn't make anything worthwhile.
Oh,
There was only
okay.
a few good ones. Lafayette was probably one of the only good ones out of France.
Yeah, you're saying the truth on that one. Well,
Okay.
thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. And I'm putting your everything to work. I'm also got picking up a car this weekend.
You got to get it in, and then they will contact you, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Patrick, I already did get my package out to the UCC Treasury Contract Trust. I ordered a car as well. I did the bill of credit release for that. The next thing I think I have to do is I have an IRS tax lien. I thought that would be something that would get done in the accounting, but do you think it's a good idea to just pepper them with item after item like this, just to let them, just to show these guys that, I know what I'm talking about and I'm doing the right things? Should I submit the bill of credit endorsement for the IRS tax lien the same?
Yeah, or you can send it up to your local IRS office if it's
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you got an IRS tax lien, basically go right to your local office.
Okay. Now this has writing on the back, so I should do the see attached sheet.
Yes.
And then send
Just
that.
print out the acknowledgement and bill of credit, endorsement, acknowledgement, and return the bill into them to set off that value from the performance bond, and then basically put down an additional $20,000 to be drawn from the payment bond for your labor.
Okay. Well, this is $60,000 tax lien. Just to get
put in a claim for $30,000 in labor. What the hell?
Okay.
You're the one that supplied the damn labor to the damn thing. You got to get paid for your labor.
You said it.
What about it? So once
because
I start,
the whole thing is, you people don't even understand that basically ever since 1969. Well, after Nixon got in there, basically they devalued the value of silver. $1 silver dollar equaled $1 Federal Reserve dollar back then. Now it equals $1 silver dollar equals 17 Federal Reserve dollars. So all of your extra labor is being held under these labor bonds. That's how you get your compensation labor back.
So once I start getting my credits to this 98 EIN number, how do I get them out? Do I actually go to I know I have a foreign trust set up, so I know I would probably go somewhere like
You do not set up any foreign trust. You put it in a private estate, or a private enterprise, or a private foundation. You do not do a trust. That's fucking English bullshit. And you'll fuck yourself over on that.
Alright.
Who sets up a trust? Fucking attorneys do. Yeah.
Okay.
Stop listening to all those fucking trust shit heads out there.
Okay.
That's what's gotten us into trouble, setting up all these UCC contract trust. And it wasn't for our benefit, it was for their benefit to use our assets, our inheritance, as their collateral to make money, not doing anything but sitting on their ass.
So I can take my 98 EIN number and open up a foundation there.
No. You basically do a non-UCC filing in your private records in your Bible.
Okay.
Under your 13-digit registered mail number. Read what it says about in that secret, what the hell is that damn document?
Secret liens.
No, shit. That was...
Yeah, if it's on read the people, I read it. No problem. I have no problem reading.
Are we talking about seek but you will not find?
No, seek but you may not find, okay? So where it talks about the UCC 9 and how the non-UCCs are utilized in the process.
Okay, I have that, but I haven't read it yet. But all right, I got
it. About 47 pages or something like that.
Right, it's like in an old book, just a copy.
But you need to be able to read between the lines to see what it's really saying.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, call tonight, Tom.
Oh, I have a question. I have one last question. With the registered mail, do I put North Carolina Republic from? Do I put Republic from, or and then in the 2, do I put the NC, my 13-digit number? I forgot about that. Was a little small question I forgot to ask.
Well, when you do the registered mail number, that's a 13-digit number. When you put and post it under the global stamp, you put your 13-digit post office, okay, SC or whatever, South Carolina, 9-digit number, zip code, and then U.S. over the top line on the stamp, and then over the middle line, you put your date that you posted that in red, and then underneath that, you sign it.
Okay.
All 3 lines over the stamp.
Hello. You're on. What's wrong? Did you ask the question?
So, you know, not the sticker, but the white piece that you fill out, it has from and to. I seen on your template you had the NC on the from, and you didn't have it on the to. And also,
however you want to fill it out so that the mail gets back to you. Okay,
so
don't get fancy. Don't try and be one of these fucking diehard Republic people out here that don't know their ass from the hole in the ground what the hell the zip code and everything else really stands for. Trying to usurp the damn system. Oh, I'm close to this area, but I'm not quite there. Type scenario. I'm on the outer islands of Timbuktu, but I'm not really here on the mainland. Come on, people. Get your head out of your ass.
So that 13-digit number, me being the postmaster, that's what matters now.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Appreciate it. Because I knew that sound crazy using that bracket shit and all of that, but it doesn't sound right. But all right, now I'm a postmaster once I do this.
Never added up.
No, it didn't
Nobody
make
ever
sense.
got anything from all that shit. I mean, for 40 years, people have been doing the same shit over and over again. I can't understand. I listen to half these damn talk shoes out here, and they're still arguing shit in court. Those damn codes of law don't apply to us. Why the fuck are you using them? You use them against them. It's their laws. When they violate their laws.
Okay.
But there's only certain ones that we need to reference. Title 15, USC Section 1 and 2. Title 46, against the shipping. Basically, right there in Title 46, Chapter 573, it says that the vessels are supposed to be terminated and liquidated at the age of 25. That's when, in this country, you were supposed to be declared a totally free man. Then you could stand as a representative in the national government. Because you are not under any debt. But none of these damn senators or anything like that are lawful in that capacity. They're still debtors. So how can they represent anybody in this country? They can't. Because they're not debt-free. They still owe their soul to somebody else. People want to claim that they're sticking by the government of this country, by the Constitution, by the Founding Fathers, by the Declaration of Independence. Bullshit. They haven't stood by this shit for years. Because they didn't understand what the hell it meant anyway. They all claim to be followers of Jesus. They don't even know what the hell Jesus really tried to tell people. He threw all these shitting guys out of the temple. And now we've allowed them all back into the temple. What the hell? How can you be a follower of Jesus if you're going against everything that he tried to tell you not to do?
That's right.
Patrick, I have a question.
Yeah.
You know, when you send your birth certificate into the Washington, D.C., is it the all caps birth certificate, or is it upper and lowercase birth certificate?
I told you before, don't worry about how the name is. The name is nothing more than a shadow of your autograph, of your living name.
Okay, because I've noticed that I have a certified copy. When I requested a certified copy of my birth certificate from the state, they sent me one, and it was in all caps, and it said, certified living birth certificate. But I have one from a long time ago that has all the information on it. It's in upper and lower case, and it just says birth certificate.
It all depends on how they're printing it out. Okay? You probably got it from the county with the all capital.
Okay. So it doesn't really matter.
No, you just use it. If they send it to you, you send that in. Okay? It's on bonded notepaper. It's a bank note that is really a bill of credit. That's all you need to know. Fuck the name. I don't want to hear anybody else bring up this capital bullshit or small letters or anything like that. If the name matches you, that's it. It's a done deal.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Patrick, in the last call I heard you, there was a guy, he was a contractor, I guess he had a problem with a house he was building or something, and you were telling them that every EIN has a performance bond and a payment bond, right? And
right.
I think he understood it afterwards, but my question is, in my non-UCC, do I include all of my EINs that I've had for my businesses and all that stuff? If I had a nonprofit and all that?
If you miss some on your UCC, just wait until they come and see you and then hand the others over to them.
Okay, but those should be included in there, right? All of those.
Yeah, you're going to get rid of them, so why? You don't need to go and make another UCC out of it. You just hand them over to them. Say, liquidate these suckers also. There's always going to be something you're going to forget. And then basically you're going to think about it afterwards and say, oh, hell, I forgot that one.
Hello?
Then when they come and see you, you just say, hey, I forgot this one. Add this to your list.
Okay. The other question was, yes, Do we need to notify the post office that we own that box?
No.
No? Okay. Huh. That's it. That was my question.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, Patrick.
Yeah.
Should we add then to our paperwork we're going to send in that we're coming in as a federal person on our cover sheet?
We're coming in as the federal government citizen of age. Okay?
Okay.
Age and knowledge, if you want to say that. I'm coming in of age and knowledge.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay? You've
Yep,
awoken.
thank you.
You're now awake. You're now fully awake. You know who the fuck you are.
What if a person has a warrant out for them?
Find out what the warrant is and basically do a bill of credit for it.
Yeah, that bill of credit.
Failure to appear.
I just told you. Have somebody get a copy of the warrant and basically the charge, and basically you had an initial charging instrument. Do a bill of credit on that and send it in.
Thank you.
Okay.
So do I need to attention that to the CFO or just send it back into the PO box that they send to you?
For what?
For the bill of credit.
If it's a public utility company or basically a hospital or something like that, yeah, you go to the CFO. Otherwise, you go, if it's a state item, you go to the county treasurer and have them forward it to the state treasurer to order the set-off.
Hold on, let me write that down. County treasurer to the state treasurer. County.
Yes.
To the state. Okay, cool.
Hey, Patrick,
I sent in a bill of credit for a ticket, the endorsement, and I haven't gotten anything back, and it's still on the court.
Right, you may have to turn around and take it over to the treasurer and run it up that way.
Okay, so the treasurer of the county or the treasurer of the state?
Yeah, you could forward it right to the treasurer of the state and say you're coming in as a American government citizen and you're ordering them to take care of this. If they don't comply, they're in violation of the Expatriation Act and basically also in violation of the 14th Amendment, Article 3. And also in violation of their own code, Title 15 U.S.C. Section 1 and 2.
Okay. Should I also do a 3949A?
Not until they fuck up.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, cool.
That's a fuck-up document.
Well, they refused to disclose their EIN to me, so that's kind of a fuck-up right there. So.
No, that's the damn shitheads that they are, okay?
Okay. I guess I could do a 3949A.
Right now, if you ever went into court, you can turn around and file a 3949A against the court and against the county attorney, and basically if they did not set those things off, then you can put a claim in to the IRS to go and check the bankruptcy records, or then putting a charge against your UCC Contract Trust construction performance bond.
That's what it is. They check the bankruptcy records. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they can go into the bankruptcy system and then see they don't pay any taxes when it goes through bankruptcy. They come in trying to claim that they're a creditor.
Okay.
See, they're trying to claim that they gave you service and they didn't give you shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
See, that's where the fraud comes in, okay?
Okay, and that court has a direct line to the bankruptcy system since they're a court and since they got all their buddies that are...
Oh, yes.
British
the whole Bar Association is tied through the bankruptcy system in this country. And that's what Harold and a couple of us other guys, we went out to the bankruptcy court in Washington, D.C., and we went through a training session for attorneys there that they have on their website there, and it shows you exactly how to go about filing a claim in as an attorney against somebody's account in bankruptcy. See, we've done all this shit. We know what the hell the game is. We're just now pulling it all together, and the key thing was, the two key things was understanding non-UCC and also understanding that everything out here that we get, all these bills are really bills of credit, that all we have to do is order their set-off. And that we are the owner, and that they are nothing but a contractor, and we can fucking fire any contractor we want to.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, call the night, Tom.
Thank you, Patrick. We'll get it right up.
Okay.